Ever wonder how hackers crack Wi-Fi passwords? Today, I'm going to walk you through the entire process, from scanning to cracking, all legally and ethically using Kali Linux. Quick disclaimer, this is for educational purposes only, done with my own test network. Never attempt this on any network you don't own or have permission to test. Let's get started. Here's what you need. Kali Linux running in VirtualBox, a USB Wi-Fi adapter that supports monitor mode, and a spare router broadcasting our test network. We're also using a second device like a phone, connected to that Wi-Fi to simulate real-world traffic. This creates a safe and controlled environment to learn Wi-Fi hacking techniques. So now on Kali Linux, we're on our VirtualBox. We are going to first enable monitor mode. We run the command airmon-ng check kill to shut down any services that might be interfering with our adapter. Then we start monitor mode on our wireless interface with airmon-ng start line 0. This switches our adapter into monitor mode, allowing it to listen to all wireless traffic around us. Next, we are going to run airodump-ng space line 0. This scans nearby networks and shows us useful details like BSSID, channel number, encryption type, and the network name. We are looking for our test network, Hackbyte. Once we find it, we note the BSSID and the channel number used for the next step. Now we are going to lock onto our target. We use airodump-ng --BSSID, and then we enter the BSSID that we previously used, -C, and then the channel number that's located under CH on our network, -W, space capture line 0 to focus entirely on the Hackbyte network. This will create a capture file that stores the traffic we collect, including, hopefully, a WPA handshake. And a future Hackbyte here. Note I did not use a sudo in the beginning of this command. I went into our SU to make ourselves a root. So now we are scanning the system. To capture that handshake, we need the device to reconnect to the network. We use the deauth attack here in the left terminal. It is air eplay-ng -deauth, and then we're going to do 100 milliseconds -A, our BSSID, and then we'll land 0. In our right terminal, we see that we have packets coming in and out from our network. So once we do our deauth attack, we're going to note that the power levels are going to increase and decrease. Once the deauth attack is done, we're going to have a device reconnect to the network, and in the top right of our right terminal, we're going to see WPA handshake successful. And that's our green light to move forward with this. Now, once our deauth attack is done and we have it set to 50 instead of 100, so it'll send about 50 deauth attacks instead of 100 deauth attacks, and we see on the left-hand side that we already have our capture packets. We're going to wait for this to finish, and while this is going, I am reconnecting a device to the network to input my password because it kicked me off of the network since we are deauthorizing the network here. Once this is done, we are going to continue with the fun part, and that's cracking the password. We're going to run aircrack-ng-w /usr/share /wordless /rockyou.txt, and then we're going to select our capture.cap. This launches a dictionary attack testing passwords from the list against the handshake. If the password is weak and in the list, like test 123456, we'll see key found. We'll have an open and close bracket with the characters inside. That means we successfully cracked the network. Within a couple seconds, we've already found the key, and this is because I added it to the rockyou.txt file. But if you're doing this on your own network and you use a simple password that is defaulted to whichever router you're using, you'll be able to see that in the text file, it's a word list that contains millions or billions of text files that have been generated over so many years, and people contribute to this. There's other ones on GitHub that we can use. I will leave a link below to some GitHub sources, the Amazon link for the Wi-Fi adapter that I used. And we can go ahead and start with what's happening behind the scenes. So a WPA2 security relies on a four-way handshake during device connection. If that handshake is captured, it can be cracked offline, but only if the password is weak or common. That's why strong and unique passwords are so important. Advanced attacks like PMKID, capture, evil twin, and hashcat-cracking can even go deeper. This depends on the system you're using and the amount of resources you're willing to spend to crack this password. I do want to be crystal clear, this is ethical hacking. It's about learning how attackers think so you can defend yourself better. Never perform these techniques on a public Wi-Fi, school networks, or anything you don't explicitly own. If you're pursuing a career in cybersecurity, this is exactly the kind of knowledge red teamers and pen testers use to evaluate real-world security. If this helped you understand how Wi-Fi hacking works, hit that like button and subscribe for more real-world cybersecurity content. Drop a comment if you want a deep dive on evil twin attacks, WPA3, or building your own hacking lab from scratch. This is HackBite. Stay ethical, stay sharp, and keep learning.